I know I've described myself as a rubbish minimalist before, but I really want to make my photography, especially at weddings, as simple as possible. I think that means trying to use as little equipment as I can and generally working and traveling light. With that in mind, I've always had my eye on the Fuji X cameras. Well, I've had more than my eye on them. I've lost count how many I've owned, at least a dozen I'm sure. I love them and I'm so familiar with them, but have so far been unable to feel that they can completely take the place of my Nikon DSLRs at weddings. I want to acknowledge right away that it's likely a mix of the camera's functionality and I guess my own functionality. You can get used to a system and get stuck in your ways. I don't think the Nikons are a bad way to get stuck in, but it can make adapting more difficult. My first experience of using a Fuji at a wedding was so many years ago with the X-T3. Taking some couple portraits at the time, I was genuinely amazed by it. Amazed only at how bad the autofocus was. It just didn't seem to work. So fast forward past the excellent X-T2 and now to the super X-T3. I brought it along to a wonderful wedding last weekend and used it quite a bit. I used it mainly in the morning for some getting ready shots, for the speeches, candid reception photos, and for some evening dancing photos too. I was being quite cautious and not using it for crucial moments like the bride walking down the aisle. Perhaps for my next wedding I'll use it even more, and I may get a clearer idea of whether it could replace my Nikons. I should clarify, I know it could replace them, but I want to feel entirely happy doing so. I may have to adapt my style a little bit, but we'll see. I noticed that on the dark dance floor, I couldn't really see what I was shooting through the electronic viewfinder. I had the natural live view mode turned on, but it was still too dark to see. You see, they don't put mirrors into cameras just for fun. Enabling you to see right through the lens is such a big advantage in many situations. Maybe the optical viewfinder of the X Pro 2 or even X100F might solve that issue for me. I should mention that I was using the older 23mm f1.4 lens for all of these pictures. It's a really beautiful lens, but perhaps using one of the faster f2 lenses might have made things even smoother for me as I was getting used to the new camera. Looking back on the day, there are two moments that I was most reluctant to use the X-T3. When Julia walked down the aisle and for the confetti shots. I think I just need the autofocus to win my trust in situations where people are moving towards me. The Nikon D750 just doesn't let me down. I kind of need Fuji to match that perfect record. So these were never going to be conclusive thoughts, just my first impressions from my first use of the X-T3 at a wedding. You might be interested to know that despite not using the camera all day, over a third of the keepers were from the Fuji. I'll be sure to keep you updated. If you'd like to see more videos, please consider subscribing. I shoot film and not film, and weddings and not weddings, so there's usually something for everyone, if you like photography, that is. Thanks again everyone, see you in the next one.